country is already in a civil war. It's in effect a revolution. This morning, I turned on CNN at 6 a.m. I urge you to go back and take a look at this broadcast. Everything conceivable anti-American, anti-conservative, anti-people of faith, anti-libertarian, anti-we the people was spewed forth on CNN. Unbelievable. They were supporting tearing down Confederate statues, of desecrating statues of Christopher Columbus, if you can believe that. They talked about HBO removing Gone with the Wind from its viewership. It's quite clear now that it is the white leftists in this country who for years have been educating people in universities, professors primarily, that have caused this revolution. And I wouldn't call it a revolution because it's resolving nothing. It's simply an ultra-leftist, socialist, communist uprising. It's been getting more and more traction. It's been there under the surface. And these white leftists are manipulating the African-American community to serve their ends because they have educated people with falsities and misleading statements now for decades, but it's come home to roost. And here's the irony. You know, I'm a Jewish Christian, and I very much love my heritage. I'm a big supporter of Israel. I'm a Zionist. I believe that God gave that land to the Jewish people and by extension, Christians. And most of these commentators, frankly, are from my tribe. And what they're doing is sowing the seeds of their own destruction because the next group that's going to be put up there and figuratively lynched are going to be the Jewish people. And I'll tell you why, because the next phase of this, I mean, why was Columbus's statue torn down? Because Columbus allegedly persecuted Native Americans. Well, you know what? This same leftist group of people have been supporting the destruction of Israel for decades, and it's getting worse and worse and worse on college campuses. They even turn leftist Jews, young leftist Jews, against other Jews, the majority of Jews in the world. And you can see it also in Israel with publications like El Haaretz, who are trying to take down Netanyahu and the conservative leadership there. So Jews are the next ones to be on the chopping block here. Look for a great wave of tremendous anti-Semitism. And here's my fear, and this is why I'm talking clearly, because no one will talk clearly. We even have military leaders jumping ship now. They're going to take down all Confederate statues. They're going to take down naming of military bases after Confederate leaders. This is a part of our history, like it or not. And not everything that occurred in the South was bad. The South was fighting the North, not just because of slavery, and slavery was wrong, but because the North was trying to assert its dominance over the South, its agrarian economy, and overwhelming it. And they believed in sovereignty. There's many sides to this story, and it's not black and white. And we cannot desecrate the heritage of the South, which frankly today is more open and is less bigoted and less racist than the North, which allows African Americans to rot in ghettos, whereas in the South, blacks and whites understand each other a lot better and frankly get along a lot better. I'm a graduate of Duke University and Emory School of Law. I know what goes on in the South. So all of this is leading to, God forbid, and I don't want to see it. And this is why our federal judges need to step in, and they haven't because they're cowards by and large and they're politicized. But you're going to see a counter-revolution now. You're likely going to see the far right and others come out of the woodwork because you know what? Our police department, our National Guard, all the people that are supposed to protect us have laid down their arms, so to speak, and are letting all of this destruction of the nation occur. So you're going to see others, radicals on the right, rise up and wage a counter-revolution. And God forbid, I want to keep this from happening. There will be a bloodbath. And this country is teetering on the brink. And I've got to tell you, media like CNN, like the New York Times, like the Washington Post, like these university professors, these ultra-left socialist communist professors, these anti-Semitic individuals in these universities and anti-white have educated the masses, in quotes, educated. And they're now rising up to destroy the country. Go read Ayn Rand's Atlas Shrugged. This is exactly what is happening here. It was predicted by her. She was a genius. So you've got my word, and I pledge my sacred honor, what little fortune I have, which is none, and my life to fighting this legally and peacefully. And I call upon the judges, as God did in the book of Isaiah, the counselors and judges, to restore the tarnished city to the faithful city. So please join Freedom Watch's Justice League. Join our class action in Dallas, Texas, against the communist Chinese who have destroyed our economy. In Jerusalem, Israel, same kind of a case. In our criminal action in The Hague, Holland, and all the other cases. We're the only ones that stood down Antifa. People talk about it. My former group, Judicial Watch, oh, the government should do something. Well, you know what? Government's not going to do anything. Government now is turning and running. And even the president, even he's backtracking now. So this is what's important. The American people need to rise up. Join freedomwatchusa.org. Join our Justice League. Enlist in our peaceful and legal citizens' army to restore the rule of law and respect for God in our society. And go to freedomwatchusa.org on Spotify, on iTunes, on Roku, on Amazon Fire, on Facebook, on Twitter, and share this podcast. Because I'm telling you the truth here. We are headed into a very violent period if we don't do something now to try to head it off. And we need to use the courts, and we need to use our own common sense and to educate the American people. We need to push back peacefully and legally. God bless you. God bless America. And God save America. That means a lot more today than ever before, because we are really on the brink of extinction. Stay safe. I'll be back tomorrow with another podcast, A Special Prosecutor with Larry Klayman. Thank you for listening to me, and get this word out now. Thank you.